When I saw this headline flash yesterday, I thought it must be a mistake. I thought to myself, there is no way they're going with this. I mean, I've seen foolish choices in my life. I've seen some really poor decisions in politics and some really bad unforced errors. But this one will be highlighted for months leading up to the election of 2024 and for 4 glorious days. This mistake will be in the spotlight for all to say, really? You're proud of this. This is what you want for America. And that's because from August 19th to the 22nd, the Democratic National Convention will be held in Chicago, Illinois. Yep, Chicago, the city with the most notorious violent crime in America. A city led by Democrats for a century. Let me ask you a question. You ever heard of William Hale Thompson? Anybody? Have you ever heard of William Hale Thompson? No? Well, he was the last Republican mayor of the Windy City, and he left office on April 16th, 1923, after serving 2 terms. But his name is long forgotten, filled in by progressives ever since. What you have before you is a city run by Democrats and for Democrats for 100 years. And boy, what a job they've done, running that once beautiful, wonderful city right into the ground year after year after year. A place where the daily machine ran wild for decades and election fraud was not only accepted, it was expected and encouraged. Go ahead. Read about the election of 1960. Speaking of that, here's what Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker had to say about it, writing on Twitter this. I'm thrilled Chicago has been selected to host the 2024 DNC. I look forward to welcoming everyone to the Midwest and showing off our diverse communities, impeccable hospitality, and world-renowned venues. There's no better place to tell the story of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Well, he's certainly right about that. There is no better place to tell the story of Joe and Kamala because Chicago is the perfect example of Democrat policies that have run their course. Chicago is a place that so far in 2023, now I haven't checked the last few minutes, but as of yesterday, 624 people have been gunned down in the streets, dozens of those killed, of course. It's a place that the explosion in violent crime and the failures were so over the top, so beyond belief, that just last week the voters threw out Lori Lightfoot as mayor. But instead of learning their lesson, or maybe because of the ghosts of the daily machine hidden behind the curtain, an even more progressive Democrat took her place. And that means the problems in Chicago are almost certainly going to get worse. Yes, Chicago is the perfect metaphor for the entire progressive, socialist, liberal movement, and a place that is already notorious for the Democrat Convention of 1968. That was complete with violent beatings from police and riots in the streets. Wow. What a great choice by the Democratic National Committee. Of course, it came after some very generous donations to the selection committee by Illinois' billionaire governor, J.B. Pritzker. But don't worry, I'm sure it was all on the up and up, just like everything else is in Chicago. And what will Governor Pritzker be highlighting? Well, how about this? In Chicago, according to numbers from last year, an eye-popping 460,000 people, more than 17% of those living there, live in poverty. The unemployment rate is 50% higher than the rest of the state. Yes, this is the socialist utopia that Democrats want for all of us, for the rest of the nation.